So let me put this down because it is pretty hard to unbox and not dox yourself when you're recording. Royalty, my name is Olivia and welcome back to my realm. I feel like it's been forever since I said that, but I'm super excited to do the very first bookish vlog of opening a bookstore. If you've been following my short form videos here on YouTube or over on TikTok and Instagram, I have been in the process for quite some time of opening my bookstore. And though I'm recording on Good Friday, I will be opening these packages on New Stock Sunday, on Easter Sunday this year. So happy Easter to all that celebrate. And it's very on point to resurrect my business that is in absolute shambles during this day. So all we're going to do is we're going to keep this video short and sweet, and we're just going to open up all these packages. I'm going to talk a little bit more about some of the books I've had for a little bit, but you all haven't seen on my channel if you haven't seen the shorts. And yeah, just do some unboxing. So let me put down the books that are out of boxes because I don't want to promote Amazon while I am filming this video about opening up a bookstore. But some of these packages did come from Amazon, so that's why they're out of the box. And then the top book was shipped with 2 other boxes of books as my very first indie title I've ever stocked for Crowne Books. And then we have some miscellaneous ones on the bottom. I really want to talk more about why I'm opening a business and everything else, but given the fact that I'll be over at my mom's all weekend, just know that in the next bookish vlog, we'll be doing more vloggy things like, you know, talking and going outside and touching grass in some pages and, you know, more in-depth stuff. But for now, I hope you enjoy this unboxing video. All right, the first book actually came in these 2 packages, and it actually came already pre-wrapped, which I thought was super, super cool, but let's talk about it very quickly. And that would be debut author Elizabeth-Jade Taylor's The Probability of Us. This follows Jelani, a college teaching assistant who is pursued by Roman, a single dad who wants to become a software engineer, but is thrown off course because he falls in love with his teaching assistant. It's very cute. I got an arc of it a while ago, and I will be doing my review soon. And it also came with some freebie stickers. I won't go through all the stickers. Look at the short if you want to see all of them. But this is the cutest one, in my opinion. It says, "You have to admit fate wants us together." I just thought that was really cute. It does have a bit of a STEM angle as well, if you're into STEM romance. And it is signed by the author. All copies. Well, not all copies. I think of the 10 or 15 copies I got, like half of them are signed and then the other half aren't, but don't quote me on that because I have a lot of stock to process. I also ordered some additional art prints that will be for sale. And then the various pieces of ephemera, aka swag, like stickers, bookmarks, etc., will be included on and off depending on the book. This might be a good time to talk about the fact that I also got accepted into my first tabled event as Crowne Books as the bookstore, because on YouTube I'm Olivia's Realm, but it's at Crowne Books everywhere because the intention was always to open this bookstore / small press. And again, in the next vlog, I will talk more about the history, the dumpster fire, and the resurrection of my business. And the other great thing about this book specifically, going back to The Probability of Us, is that it's going to be one of the staples for this signed event I'm going to, which is the Vibrant Book Fair. And it is a romance forward event, and so this interracial college / new adult romance will be one of the books I'll be featuring at said event. Plus, it has the distinct honor of being the very first indie book I've ever stocked for my bookstore. The next author I'll be stocking for my bookstore is also an indie author, and I have a couple editions of her books, so we'll talk about that because she had more books published compared to Elizabeth-Jade Taylor. So Nouha Jullienne's books are very dark, I would say, and a lot of them, well, not a lot of them, but this particular series has colored interior pages, which I just thought was super cool and different for an indie author. But that said, the first book we'll be talking about is Silent Oaths by Nouha Jullienne. This one is a dark, new adult, I would say even dark academia. It also has elements of reverse harem, I believe. And it's about a girl, Isabel, that's invited to this secret society, and obviously stuff goes down. The reason why I wanted to stock her books is because dark romance is kind of a trend right now. Well, I wouldn't say a trend. It's been in, you know, people's minds, something they've been craving for a while. And I have noticed in my state in particular, a lot of people seem to like dark romance. So I don't know this author. I've never read any of her works before I stocked them for the store. But I'll see if I will maybe catch up on some of them. I do feel like it is unrealistic for a bookseller of any size, even a small bookseller like me, to have read everything they're going to stock. But I do think I'm currently small enough that I should at least have read most of what I stock. So this one seems interesting. I'm not too into dark academia, and I'm not too much into a specific brand of dark romance. But all that to say, it does sound like a good read for people that are into the genre. And like I said, colored interior pages is just elite for any author, especially an indie author. Next up, we have The Diabolos Part 1 by the same author. I believe this was her debut series, but don't quote me on this. This one is kind of like a mafia romance. I don't know if it has fantasy elements because I don't understand if the cities on the back of the cover are real cities or if they're fictional cities in a contemporary setting, if that makes sense, versus like fantastical worlds. But this one is basically a mafia romance. Angelica ends up running into a guy. She doesn't know that she is technically responsible for killing the hero's grandfather because she's a part of a rival family. So probably some Romeo and Juliet vibes, definitely some mafia vibes, and it seems interesting. And finally, we have her contemporary, well, one is a holiday novella and the other one is just a contemporary billionaire romance. The first would be Just Until Forever, Blue Collar Billionaires Book 1. And then she has No Strings Attached, a Blue Collar Billionaires novella with a kind of snowed-in holiday theme. Both of these are what it says on the cover. They're billionaire romances with women that are kind of closed off to love. I've learned this new term to me called Black Cat Heroine, was Golden Retriever Boyfriend. I don't know if Henson, and I believe this is his brother, Worth Miller, are Golden Retriever boyfriends, but both of the heroines are definitely giving Black Cat vibes, and I'm super excited to sell this in my bookstore because I actually used to be a big fan of billionaire romances, even millionaire romances when that was a thing. So we'll see if I enjoy this BIPOC author's twist on it. All right, we'll see if third time's the charm. I just back-to-back recorded 2 segments where I accidentally opened up arcs that were from a publisher unrelated to my bookstore, though I do hope to stock them for my bookstore, so I guess they'll be featured in the next more sit-down / vloggy style video. And then I also opened up a PR package, so that one I had to put back, not in the actual package because that would just be faking it. I just put it back in the little gift bag so I could open it later. So let us hope that this is an actual package that I was supposed to open for this video, because I swear to you, I have been feeling a little off lately, and a part of that is just the brain not working more than it usually doesn't work. So let me put this down because it is pretty hard to unbox and not dox yourself when you're recording. Okay, so we have 2, and some, oh wow, some like swag fell out, so let me pick that up. All right, finally we have Miah Onsha is how I believe to pronounce the author's name. I will look it up before I start selling her works. These are 2 sports romances, kind of new adulty, because that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from the Vibrant Book Fair. There will be people into these types of books, which is also why I ordered. We have 1 interracial romance and 1 black romance, and both of them are sports themed. The first one is Fortunate Misfortune, which I just think is a unique title, and I love, love, love the art on the cover. And then we have Even Odds. From what I gathered, both of the heroines are also into sports, either soccer or something related. And then the heroes are a swimmer as well as a baseball player. So I just think it's cool when both people in the sports romance do sports, if that makes sense. And so I just thought that was pretty cool. Now, these are signed by the author. Nouha's books are not signed, so that's why I didn't show that. And then, oh my goodness, look at the swag that came with it. It's going to be a quartet of a series, so I'm super excited to see how this shapes up. Because like I said, I have an arc of the first author, but I do not have arcs of any of these other books, and I haven't read them before. They were just all Black BIPOC authors that I felt was great to stock in my store, because if I haven't said, which I don't think I have, Crowne Books will exclusively stock Black books, either written by Black people or written about Black people. So there's that as well. And then here is the swag for the second book, saying feeling lucky, and then right there. So I just thought that was super, super cute, and I'm so excited to add these beautiful covers and this wonderful author to my bookstore. All right, the next package I'm opening is definitely an indie author, which we actually had some miscommunication on the books that I wanted to order from her. So I am definitely going to, I think it's a husband-wife duo, which I think is so cute. I'm definitely going to write to them. Well, pay my invoice first, because that's why I was kind of confused when I was looking at the invoice. But that said, oh, they wrote a letter too. Oh, it has swag with it. Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. So this is swag from Captured by the Canadians, which is the book I wanted to order. But now that I'm thinking about it, she maybe didn't send it because it's not out yet. That could be actually it. This features another kind of STEM romance where the hard science girly ends up with the mountain man, and it is a Black romance, and I just thought that was super cool when I saw it on social media. She also did send some plates for the book that is over here that I'm kind of hiding. Now this must be for the Black Wife Effect. Yes, it is. Black Wife Effect with the hero. So let's talk about it. This is the Black Wife Effect, and this is the special edition that has fold edges. So that's why I really want to get this versus ordering it anywhere else. And as you can see, I have 3 books in this. It's actually a series, but this is the first book. And this features an elite matchmaker who ends up falling for, you guessed it, a billionaire named Will Huntley. And it just has an absolutely gorgeous cover. And I feel like dark romance, billionaire, interracial, etc. will probably do really well here in Utah. So here's to hoping that that works. All right, and here is the last book on the list, and I am pretty sure I know which one this is, and I do, and this is a book I have read, I absolutely adore, and I had to order it for my first, well, not my first trad pub book for my bookstore, because we'll get into that later. I did run my bookstore for a while back in Kentucky before everything kind of imploded. But I guess like a phoenix, with this being the new start to my bookstore, I'm so excited to stock Only for the Weak by Natasha Bishop. The sequel's coming out this year. Actually, I think this month, and I am ravenous for it. I actually do have this on my shelves. I wonder if I can point it out fast. All right, my brain is kind of farting, but it's on my contemporary romance shelf somewhere. And yeah, this features Amari Cross, and basically she goes to Mexico to go to her sister's wedding. Her sister is kind of a jerk, I'll put it sweetly, and she ends up kind of having a fling with one of the guy friends in this larger group of guys that are obviously going to get with the 4 women in the series. They're all friends, and yeah, he is Rome Martin is the perfect book boyfriend, and chef's kiss. I can't wait to introduce more people to this absolute perfect specimen of a man written by a woman. All right, with that said, it is time to get over to my mom's place. I'm so excited for this new stock Sunday. This is the most new stock I've had since restarting my bookstore and really committing to Crowne Books, its new iteration. I also think Passover may be this weekend, and whatever else is happening, I hope you are having a wonderful, blessed day. I am just feeling kind of reinvigorated and just really happy to be living the dream, as they say, little by little, one page at a time, one book at a time, building a bookstore. And with that, I'll see you next time, royalty. If you're just a distinguished guest, please like and subscribe because we are over 600 subscribers and I would love to hit 1,000 before we launch the bookstore officially in June. Okay, well, until next time, for real. Bye!